Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is obviously a quite nice video to make because I am here today to speak about what might happen with the two players behind me, Florian Verts and Jeremie Frimpong, both heavily linked with Liverpool today by some of the most reliable journalists in the transfer market world. And we're going to discuss if the deals can be done. I think one of them is more advanced than another. If the deals can be done because they're from the same club, how it might impact Liverpool's team going into next season, and what Liverpool's team might look like and how they might set up with Jeremie Frimpong and Florian Vertz in their team. But guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification, because these transfer videos, not only for Liverpool but for other clubs, are coming every single day. We are en route to 500 subscribers. We are very, very close. And I'm sure with one last push, we will get there. But I need to keep consistent. Life has got in the way, but content is coming your way with some of the best content creators on the internet. I've also got a link in my bio for an event that I'm going to be commentating at, Goals for Gosh 2025. Some ex-Premier League players are going to be playing in it, so you can buy your tickets. It's at AFC Wimbledon. In the comment section below, they do great work for Great Ormond Street Hospital, raising money every single year. Do Charlotte and Grovesy. So just if you want to go to that match, the ticket link will be in my bio below, and so with the donation link for Great Ormond Street Hospital. But let's get into what we're going to speak about, and that is the two transfer stories that have been, dominating everyone's timeline. I'm sure not only Liverpool fans, but rival fans too, if you are watching. And those are of, like I said before, Florian Vertz and Jeremie Frimpong. First and foremost, I do want to discuss Jeremie Frimpong because this is the deal that's more advanced than Florian Vertz. Florian Vertz is still kind of paper talk, and if it could happen, a materialistic kind of situation where, things have to align for that deal to happen. But we've got a quotation that I do want to show you, actually, if I can bring it up for you guys right now, about how Jeremie Frimpong's deal to Liverpool might actually be kind of done. So as you can see here, from these quotations, you can read, understand talks between Liverpool and Jeremie Frimpong's camp over personal terms have again advanced today. Player has always been keen on the move, and Liverpool are progressing on salary, length of contract, every detail of the agreement, deal close. And this was posted at 7:54 p.m. today. So it was quite a recent update from Fabrizio Romano on Jeremie Frimpong. So that is at least one deal that Liverpool are looking to do. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold has obviously left to join Real Madrid. Liverpool do need a body in there. They can't go into a season with just Conor Bradley, an injury-prone Joe Gomez, who we also don't know how his future might look like in a couple of months' time. So I think for these kind of transfers, we have to look at it from an angle where Liverpool are trying to do a very, 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 very good deal for a very, very good price, because the quoted price, I believe, is £29 million, a release clause, which I think is about 35 million in euros. I don't know the exact, the difference in currency, but it was something along those lines. But I think this is a very, very doable deal, and he fits the system very, very well. He can play in a variety of positions. He can play as a wing back, he can play as a right back, and he can play as a right winger. So there's many options, and he's quite a versatile player. And when he came to Anfield in November, I think it was, when Bayer Leverkusen played Liverpool, they lost 4-0, but he had a goal ruled out, and he was causing Tsimikas a lot of problems. And obviously, Xabi Alonso has left to go to Real Madrid as their new coach, and a lot of the players now are looking to make moves. Jonathan Tah looks set to join Bayern Munich. Florian Vertz, who we'll get onto. We've got Jeremie Frimpong, who looks set to join Liverpool, and I'm sure many others will be kind of in the same avenue of whether they're going to be at Leverkusen next season or not. But he was a great servant to Bayer Leverkusen, and he was a great kind of player for them. He got a lot of GA. I think he got 94 GA in 130 games or something silly for Bayer Leverkusen. I don't know the exact numbers, but let me see if I can get up for you guys. But he did get quite a few for Leverkusen. He did get quite a few goals and assists for Bayer Leverkusen. So let's see if I can actually get them up here. So this season he was able to get. He got 33 Bundesliga games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 5 goals, 6 assists, which is pretty decent. So that's 10, no, just more than 10. It's 11 GA in 33 games from a right wing back position, which is pretty good. Then the previous season, he got 9 and 9. So he got 18 GA in 31 games. So you add that, So it's already nearly 30 GA. And this is just in the league, so in all competitions it might be a bit different. So yeah, he got 8 goals and 7 assists in Bundesliga, 9 and 11 in the total season for 22-23. So it is totaling quite a bit. I'm not sure if it was 94, but it was something like that. It was something along those lines. But again, very, very high. 8 assists, 2 goals. He is a player that's quite dominant in his position. He gets forward quite well. And I feel like his versatility and his pace and his ability to play different positions, and for the price that he is and the age, he's 24 years of age, and he's only going to have room to grow under a team which are winning the title, competing in the Champions League. You know, he has a real chance of sweeping some titles at Liverpool. You also look at the coach. Arne Slot is a Dutch manager. I'm sure he knows of Jeremie Frimpong very, very well. And Jeremie Frimpong is also a homegrown. He was in Manchester City's academy for quite some time. He's also got Ryan Gravenberch. He's also got Virgil van Dijk. He's also got Cody Gakpo, his Dutch national team teammates there. And look, I think this is a no-brainer. I think if you wanted to put money on any transfer to happen this summer, I think Jeremie Frimpong to Liverpool would be probably your best bet to earn some quick money. But look, we'll see what happens with Jeremie Frimpong. I do expect him to be a Liverpool player very, very soon, whether that's tonight, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. But I think we'll get an announcement on his imminent future to Liverpool very, very quickly. Moving on, guys, another player from Bayer Leverkusen that's been ridiculously in the headlines today, out of absolutely nowhere. He's kind of just spawned out of nowhere, and that man is Florian Vertz. Now, Florian Vertz has been linked with Bayern Munich. He's been linked with Manchester City, but Liverpool have expressed an interest to sign Florian Vertz. And an article from The Athletic, obviously posted by David Ornstein, one of the most reliable journalists on transfer news, he reported this, and I'm going to read it out to you the best I possibly can. He said, Liverpool make contact with Florian Vertz camp to express interest in signing playmaker if he leaves by Leverkusen and is keen on moving to England. Liverpool admiration, long-standing but unclear whether 22-year-old plans to exit by Leverkusen or Germany. Now, this was posted at 5:32 p.m. So it was a couple of hours ago now, 6-7 hours ago. And it looks like to me that he wants to stay at Bayern Munich. But then we've also had contradicting reports in the coming hours where Leverkusen preferred to sell to Liverpool, Manchester City. Apparently, Florian Vertz's family had met with Liverpool last night. There was a flight to Blackpool from Leverkusen. And a lot of people reporting on that, you know, his family had met with Liverpool's representatives, which I don't know how kind of, you know, how imminent that is, or how popular that is, or how, you know, reliable that is. But what I do know is that Florian Vertz is definitely a player, and he is one to watch for not only Liverpool but for Bayern Munich, for Manchester City, because he improves any team in European football. He's a ridiculously talented footballer with immense quality on and off the ball. I think coming back from an ACL and the seasons he's delivered for Bayer Leverkusen, obviously winning them the league, winning them the Pokal, they made the Europa League final last season. Obviously, they haven't hit the heights this year. But he's definitely a player which also was very, very impressive at the European Championships in the summer for Germany. And he is a player who's 22 years of age, has a lot of room to grow, and, you know, has a lot of potential to become a really, really, really top player in football for the next coming years. Because look, you look at Musiala in Germany as well, you look at Florian Vertz, and you look at some of the players coming out of Germany now. Those two guys look like they're the forefront of the German national team going forward. And obviously, Bayern Munich want to replicate that at their football club. But I want to actually see if Florian Vertz is, you know, we've had some reports, and we'll see if I can find those reports now. So Lewis Steele, who's quite reliable for Liverpool news, had reported on Florian Vertz and how he might, Liverpool have kind of, I'm actually going to type Florian Vertz in because I do want to get some reports up here about what might happen with Florian Vertz. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I mean, I can't really find the article that I read earlier, but it was something around he's not the favorite. Bayern Munich are not the favorites to sign Florian Vertz. Anyway, if I can find the article in a bit, I will bring it up for you. But it is quite telling that, you know, it's not an easy deal for Liverpool to do, and obviously Bayern look like the favourites to make this deal happen. But for me, the most important thing about Florian Verts is that he is very, very young. He has a lot of room to grow. And I feel like with his quality, he can get better. And look, here it is. Here it is. I found it for you guys now. So what Lewis Steele has said in his article, he had said this. The Premier League appeals to Florian Verts, and whether that means Manchester City or whether that means Liverpool, this is quite promising because those are the only two clubs that have been linked with Florian Verts. And obviously Manchester City have their own problems with the charges and whether they're going to be caught with that. They've obviously had a bad season last year. They still could win the FA Cup, so that's a bad season for City. Liverpool have won the Premier League. Now, if I'm Florian Verts and I'm looking at a project, new managers come in at Liverpool. There's been change at Liverpool. Guardiola's at his twilight of his Manchester City, his career. He's been there for how long now? Since 2016, he's been at City. So it's been quite some time. He's going to be end of next year, 10 years at City. And a lot of people are saying that he's going to be his last season at City. So Liverpool have had change. They're in a new revolution. They're in a new team. They've got some new players and they're young, talented players. Frimpong, he obviously knows as well. I think it just makes sense for him to go to Liverpool. And that's not even me being biased as a Liverpool fan. I think Bayern Munich it's not really an ambitious move because obviously Leverkusen won the title last season. They finished second this year. If he wants to win Bundesliga and he wants to stay in Germany, by all means, Bayern Munich is the best bet for him. But I think if he wants to challenge himself in a different league, in a different environment, a team that can really challenge for titles, similarly to Bayern, but in a different country, in a different league, a different environment, I think Liverpool is the best bet to go for. City is also a very, very good shout to go if he wants to win titles and compete for trophies. But I look at Verts and I look at the player he is, and I think Liverpool just makes a lot of sense. And I also want to show you how Liverpool might set up with Jeremie Frimpong and Florian Verts in the team. I think that's very, very interesting. So first and foremost, I do want to share with you what it might look like next season. Now, whether you agree with this or not, I think this made a lot of sense to me when I first saw the Florian Verts link. So if you remember Liverpool against Manchester City a couple of months ago, and this is how Liverpool set up. They set up in a 4-2-2-2-2. They play with no recognised centre forward, and they play Jones and Szoboszlai basically as the two forward players because they're the ones that kind of lead the press. Jones, when he plays in the 10, or Szoboszlai, when he plays in the 10, kind of leads the press. So I think this makes a load of sense. I think Florian Verts is a talented player, and honestly, you look at Jones and Szoboszlai, and you add Florian Verts in there alongside McAllister, Gravenberch, Robertson's in there, whether that's Kerkers, and you've got Jeremie Frimpong replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think it makes a lot of sense. If Liverpool play with no recognised striker and they spend 120 million on Florian Verts, this is how I can see them setting up. Whether that's a double 10 of Jones and Verts, was a double 10 of Szoboszlai and Verts, whether it's McAllister further forward, I don't know what it could be, but it opens up a lot of possibilities. As you can see, City do something similar as well with Phil Foden central. But I think it makes a lot of sense. And this is how I think Liverpool might set up next season. Let's see if I can get up for you guys now, because this is what it might look like next season for Liverpool. As you can see here, Alisson, Kerkers, Van Dijk, Konate, Frimpong, Gravenberch, McAllister. I know McAllister plays on the other side. You've then got Salah, Diaz, Verts, and Szoboszlai. That is a really, really good team. You can switch out Cody Gakpo for Diaz if you like. You can put Jones in for Szoboszlai. You can have, if you think Liverpool are going to sign a midfielder, or whoever that is, Angelo Stiller, Belabor, you can also have them in there. If you don't think Frimpong's going to start, you can have Conor Bradley in there. If you don't think Liverpool are going to sign Kerkers and they think they're going to sign Hato, you put Jero Hato in there. But it's a concrete possibility that this could be a Liverpool's team going into next season. And you might think one change. You look at Kerkers, you look at Frimpong. It's like a young version of Robertson and Trent. And then you've got Florian Verts and Szoboszlai leading the press with the creativity of Salah and the goal scoring prowess of Salah with the creativity of Florian Verts. It's going to be goals galore, because I think what will happen is Florian Verts will drop into the number 10 position. Salah will advance. Szoboszlai will be on where Salah is. Diaz and Salah will come inside like this. Szoboszlai will go on the outside, and then you'll see Frimpong go a lot more wider, because Salah's going to play a lot more inside. So will Luis Diaz, and then you've got the up and down of Kerkers, and I think we might see Gravenberch, as we've seen this season, slot into the back three. We also could see Szoboszlai in the number 10, Florian Verts in the number 10, and Salah and Diaz going on the outside. But I think it's more realistic to say that Salah is going to be on the inside, Diaz is going to be on the inside, and Florian Verts and Szoboszlai playing in the pockets to kind of feed those players, or Szoboszlai doing the kind of roadrunner role that he's been so accustomed to do. And you got Jeremie, Frimpong, and Kirkers just putting them crosses in. But it's a load of possibilities, and I think it's very, very interesting to see what happens with Liverpool and what happens with them in the market. But these two players definitely improve Liverpool's team, Jeremie Frimpong and Florian Verts. And I think these are two additions that could take Liverpool from just a one-season title winner to a dominant title winner. And he's that type of player. He's that impressive for me. And he's one of the hottest prospects in European football. And if Liverpool are able to pounce and sign Florian Verts, it could be a real statement to the rivals that Liverpool are here to stay. And we've seen over the years how many players Liverpool have missed out on. Caicedo, Lavia, Tchouaméni, Bellingham, Zubimendi. The list goes on. Dean Huijsen's obviously now going to Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold's obviously left. So this could be a real statement from the ownership and Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes and Arne Slot that if they're able to pull out one of the best young players in the world and nab him from one of the top European clubs to sign for Liverpool, it shows you how high Liverpool are regarded in European football. They already should be high regarded because they are champions and the history of Liverpool. But if they're able to pounce and make Florian Verts a Liverpool player, Liverpool could be in serious business. But guys, let me know what you think. Do you think Verts will sign for Liverpool? Do you think Frimpong will sign for Liverpool? I think Frimpong's 90% done. Florian Verts is the one that's up in the air. But hopefully we get some good news on him very, very soon. If you're a City fan, look, if you get him, fair enough. You've got a world-class player and a great De Bruyne replacement. But I really want him at Liverpool because he is a top player. But there's a long way to go. The window's not even open yet. So let's see what happens. There's a long way to go, guys. But guys, thank you for watching. If you like the video, make sure to smash a like. Subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me. And click the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. Thank you for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next one, hopefully with some good news. A double swoop, maybe.